Breaking news. See what is going on. 7 days after Shahi Khalidu's sack, reduced crowd at prayers at Apes Mosque amidst heaven security. Now we all know what happened to this religious clergy, a man who stood up to Buhari and said, "You have failed." If nobody will tell you, the other imams are quiet, the sultans, the imam, everybody is quiet as if what you're doing is wrong. If man will not ask question, if man will not tell you that you were wrong, I will tell you. Brother, I will tell you. And this imam was bold. And since then, a council of imam came up, and they sacked him from his job. Yeah, they did. He's been sacked. In fact, they banned him from entering other mosques and what have you. And castigations have been going on about him. And guess what? All this man did was that he said, Buhari, you have failed. Buhari, you have failed. This was not what you promised Nigerians. This was not what you promised to Nigerians. You have failed the people. You have failed. Please, rescue yourself, redeem yourself, and come back to the path of truth. What you are doing now is not acceptable. You are not even keeping to the premise of the book you say you believe in, which is the term of your religion. You are just a serious failure, my dear, you won't believe. Oh, now people are no longer coming to the mosque. People are no longer coming to the place of prayer because of what has gone on. Let's get all the details. 7 days after Shaki Khalidi sack, reduced crowd prayers at Apex Mosque, heavy security presence. Exactly a week after Sheikh Nurud Kaide was fired as the chief imam of the Apex Legislative Quarters Center Mosque, normal Jmat service resumed at the mosque on Friday with less crowd. Fewer persons have arrived than it usually was witnessed in recent time. Politics Digest has reported that many people are not happy, saying indeed those who are Muslims say we might be the same religion, but we can see now that the country is under a siege as silence has become the order of the day. You speak, you are being infected, and the government come at you. This is no longer democracy. There was also heavy security presence as cars coming in and out of the mosque were thoroughly checked. With staring looking officers, men of the Nigerian police force, DSS, SSS, filled the whole presence. Sheikh Khalid, also called Digital Imam, was suspended and later sacked by the mosque committee for a sermon that criticized President Muhammadu Buhari and the federal government over his handling of security challenges troubling the country. Politics Digest crew that gathered that the performed Jemaat prayers in the mosque observed a calm atmosphere in and around the building, as you can see people walking in twos, silently in whispers. Members of the mosque were covered around when they see gathering, security men come around to find out what is going on, and nobody spoke on this issue. One of the security committee members of the mosque who spoke to us on condition of anonymity said the sack of Sacchi Khalid came as a rude shock to most members of the congregation. He said, as you can see, many did not turn up today. This place is usually filled up, but today is a different story. He, however, added that with time, people will get over the shocking news and move on. Meanwhile, a lot of Nigerians are saying this is terrible. The country is no longer in democracy. Well, are you just finding out that we are no longer in democracy? Something happened. The president of the nation cannot address Nigerians. And when you talk, they say you are anti-Buhari and you think it's all right. And everybody's quiet. Guess what? Imam, they met, they said, no, he cannot speak against Buhari. And guess what? They sacked the very person who was saying the truth. Every one of them are silent until it will happen to them. Then they will be crying inside the door, inside their houses with door closed. Is that what they want? What about us all getting freedom? Everybody's able to express themselves, everybody's able to move around, carry on with their business activities, business as usual, and do what they are supposed to do. Should we all rather remain in silence and die in silence because we are afraid of a tyrant? a tyrant in democracy, and everybody is silent and pretending that all is well? Who are we deceiving, to be quite candid? Them, we, ourselves? I guess the answer is obvious. Ourselves, I want to believe, because we know the truth, but we have decided to stay on the path of injustice. We've decided to stay on the path of sentiment. We've decided to harbor and to find our premise at the side of those who do not tell the truth. And yet we cry secretly, saying that things are going from bad to worse when we know what to do to resolve the issue, but we do nothing about it. I don't know the miracle we are really sincerely expecting. Are you expecting that the cloud is suddenly going to shake vehemently and something will drop down from the sky? If that's what you're thinking, is a sorry case, my brothers, my sisters. It is a sorry case, a real sorry case. So the matter is that everybody, every one of us must stand up to the truth. We must begin to look at things squarely, sincerely, and truly, and begin to take a real position on what is currently going on. Why do we keep lying to ourselves? Why are we deceiving ourselves? What do we gain? It is bad enough that you are being deceived. It is bad enough that the people around you are telling you a different story, but you doing it to yourself, telling yourself a lie and digesting it and saying to yourself it is correct, it is true. That is rather very sad, brother. It's very sad. What do you think? Can't you feel me? This is what is going on. We've come to resolve in our hearts and in our minds, and we have taken it on board that everything is all right in the face of the atrocity happening. An imam spoke. Okay, this is how they castigate people. Remember our very own Catholic bishop from the east. This is how DSS flew all the way to the east to pick him up. But when he was praising Buhari in 2015, we did not hear that DSS were praising him. Father Mbaka, if you're wondering who I'm talking about, now you say any word against Buhari, you are being picked up. Yet the man is doing nothing. So live in silence, die in silence, say nothing, do nothing, pretend that all is well, carry on and pretend. I mean, where do we get this idea from? How did we come this far with a lot of deceit being circulated all around us? How did we come this way with everything happening to us today and nobody saying a single word? We carry on and we pretend that everything is all right. Hello, something is wrong. Oh, something is seriously wrong. And the time to, make that very clear decision and move is now so that we can be safe. Otherwise, we may be the ones telling a different story at the end of the day because we really failed to take the right decision when we really should. We failed in that regard. We really failed. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like or share, subscribe. Bye for now.